Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I have something a little bit different for you guys this week. Something I'd like you to chew on, something I'd like you to think about, and then something I'd like you to hopefully practice for this week. And that's two things, and that's compassion and courage, and two things that I talk about a lot and that I believe in. But I'd like to ask you guys a question. How many of how many of you guys have experienced this in either your personal life or in your business where you deal with the angry customer pretty much everywhere, pretty much all the time, whether it's as a bystander or as an employee, as someone standing in line at the checkout in the grocery store and the person in front of you, the man or woman, is either upset about her coupons not being checked off right, or there's a technical issue with the scanner, or they didn't bag their groceries just right, and they're berating this cashier because they're not living up to their standard, or they're just not doing everything exactly how she wants, but then doesn't tell anybody exactly what they want. Or how about the uh, the restaurant? You know, someone sitting at a restaurant, something went wrong, something goes awry in the back, and someone gets the wrong order. The waiter brings them the wrong kind of food, they made a mistake, whatever. And because this person felt inconvenienced or there was something that went wrong, they scream at the waiter or waitress, or just completely just brings them down because they made, a simple mistake, something that all of us human beings do, right? Or how about when you're standing in line at the bank and there's this lady screaming at the teller or customer service representative because their account is overdrawn or a check got bounced, right? I'm sure we all seen something like that. um, or even this one, waiting in the waiting room at a doctor's office, right? And we need to get something checked out or something taken care of. Maybe it's not an emergency, but it's something that we need to get taken care of. And we or someone are so inconvenienced that we have to wait, that we take all of our anger, our frustrations out on the front desks or the customer service reps or the doctors that walk by, just because we're inconvenienced. We treat people like garbage, all because we can't come first. When the reality of that situation is there's probably doctors and surgeons in the back saving someone's life who needs it. Someone who got shot multiple times, who was in a terrible accident, who was in a fire. They're back there saving lives. And because they're not putting you first, because what you or what someone else needs isn't urgent, we're treating people like garbage because we don't feel important, because we're feeling inconvenienced when the reality is there's something else going on, right? But my point behind all this is, as a person, if you experience something like this, whether you're that angry person, whether you're going through that hard time because something happened, practice a little bit of compassion for what's going on at that place of business or in life, okay? If you're the angry person in the bank screaming at the teller, it's not the teller's fault that you overdrew, right? It's not the teller's fault that an account that you have overdrew money, right? They're just a third party. They're just someone who's doing their best to take care of you and to tell you what's going on, and they have limited power and resources, right? Even the managers, sometimes they have limited power and resources. Sometimes we take the frustrations out on other people when it's really our fault, right? Or how about going in line at the grocery store again? The cashier can't control technical issues. The cashier can't control if the machines decide to work today or not. All right, and if you want something done a specific way, let them know, because they have systems and processes that they go through, and things that they're taught, and the ways that they're trained, and you don't know what those ways are. They could be very different from what you have going on. And again, the person in the doctor's office, someone's saving lives. Okay, I know you want to feel, and we always want to feel like the most important in the room, but sometimes that's just not the case. Sometimes there's a bigger picture going on, and I believe we should practice more compassion for things like that are going on in our lives. And it's something that we often overlook, is that there are other people in this world. I know that we don't generally care, and everybody puts themselves first, but unfortunately that's just not how business works. It's not how dealing with other people works. Right? There are emergencies. And then my challenge for you guys and for everyone, and I'll be putting this up on Facebook as well, so please check it out on Facebook, YouTube, and like and share and follow, whatever, to help spread the word. Maybe we can um, generate a little bit more positivity in the world this week, is to have the courage to stand up for what's right. Have the courage as that bystander or that employee to stand up for that person who's getting berated and belittled and treated like garbage. Stand up for that person and say, hey, this isn't okay. All right? To the person in the checkout line, you don't have the right to treat someone like less than a human being. You don't have the right to belittle and scream at someone just because you have to spend an extra 5 minutes in line because there's a technical error. Because it's part of life and that happens. You don't have the right to scream at these people at the front desk who are just doing their jobs, right? Who are a third party, who relay information, who have systems and processes that they have to go to, just like you do at your job, right? Because put yourself in that position. Put yourself in that position of where you're the one standing there getting belittled and berated. I bet it would feel really good if the person behind the scenes, or the person standing over in the corner, came up and said something and defended you, and maybe stood up for you a little bit and said, hey, we're all human beings. We don't deserve to be treated this way. And it's really sad, and it's really unfortunate that we don't see the world like this, and that we go in, and just because we're inconvenienced, just because we have to give up, a tiny little bit extra of our time because of something going on. If it's that big of a deal, and it's that time consuming, then figure something else out. But there are other things going on in the world. There are other things going on in the environment that you might not see, and it's really, really unfortunate that we take all of our frustrations out on people, and we make other people feel bad, because those frustrations might be pushing someone to the brink, might be pushing someone to the edge. You know, um, maybe that cashier who's going kind of slow that day, or is having some technical difficulties, maybe he's just going through a real hard time, right? Maybe the waiter made a mistake in the restaurant because he's a little out of it. Maybe he's not quite paying attention. Maybe his mom passed away. Maybe he's having some family troubles. I'm not saying that it should bring down his experience. Maybe he shouldn't be at work that day, but you don't know what's going on. Maybe he has to be at work. Maybe he's going through a hard time and he needs to be there so he can make his monthly rent or whatever. You don't know. We don't know what's going on with other people's lives. So, excuse me. Why put that trouble on someone else? Why sit here and put more stress and more problems into someone else's life for only doing what they're supposed to do? And we make mistakes, right? Um, in the health field and in the medical field, doctors, and as well as veterinarian technicians, people who save lives or save animals' lives, we see that those are some of the highest jobs with the highest suicide rates because of everything that goes through. And it's a very unfortunate matter. For some reason, we get in a position where as doctors, they do everything that they can to save a life or to save an animal's life, and it comes back on them when they can't do it. When something's so out of their control, or maybe it's just we do our best, we're put in a tough situation, and they make a mistake, and they're doing absolutely everything they can, and when they make that mistake, all the blame goes to them, and it's almost as if we put the blame on them, like they did it on purpose, like they ended a life on purpose, when they're generally in a position where they've put their life and their career into what they do so that they can save lives. And unfortunately, they can't do it all the time. And how much more successful would those people be at saving lives if instead of bringing them down and belittling them and telling them that they're not good enough, what if instead we said, hey, it's okay. I understand. It's difficult. You're going to make mistakes. You're a human being. All you can do is bounce back, learn from your mistakes, and do better next time. It would make the biggest difference in the world to someone. And if we can do it in that aspect of life saving, why can't we do that in every aspect? So I encourage you as a person, as a bystander, or as an employee, stand up for the person next to you. Stand up for the person who's being belittled. Stand up for human beings, even if they're a complete stranger. Just stand up for them as a human being and do the right thing. So I encourage you, be courageous today. Being courageous this week. Hopefully be courageous for the next month, for the year, for the rest of your lives, and practice a little bit of compassion in your life and some understanding. Please check out this video on Facebook. Like, share some of your stories even. Go on Facebook. Go to the No More Fear page and share a story of a time where maybe you witnessed someone being courageous in that aspect, or something that you did to be courageous to help somebody out someday. Let's just spread the word. Let's do everything we can to hopefully help make a difference this week and help change someone's life and change someone's output, and just give back. Thank you guys. Have an awesome week.